guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I haven't posted. Most of it is from school and vacations. I know I said there would be some saltwater videos coming up. I still need to go through all my footage. I have around 10 hours of footage of about 3 to 4 trips. We even got our limit of scallops in under 10 minutes. Which is 5 gallons per boat. 5 gallons of scallops. So I am using a 1/16 ounce jig. It is powder painted wild copper. Daggum. There's my thread. Yay. Thread always gives me trouble. Always seems to wrap up the side of my bobkin. I saw y'all really liked the Copper Queen video. I literally sat there and watched it go up 14 views a second. Thanks to all y'all who subscribed for that. Sorry I have not been able to be constant. So yeah, I powder painted this a wild copper. So I am just using like it's a transparent sewing thread actually I got from Walmart.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thread keeps being weird on me. I got a big spool of like 100 yards or so, or maybe more from Walmart, and I just threaded up on an empty white spool I had, and that's what I've been using this on. It's just empty thread. It's just cheap thread I got from Walmart. Okay, sorry for the long start. Either snap or snip off your thread. I'm using huge scissors. They're actually my school scissors. Snap or break off your thread, and wherever you prefer to stop your thread, where you like it, I prefer it somewhere. It really just depends on where it's at. It's really, for me, it's between the hook point and the hook barb. So we will need to be using copper and black. This is like a brown and copper variegated chenille, and then brown fake bucktail. I really like this. It's very good for streamers. So first thing we need to tie in is this fake bucktail. I wanted to use brown squirrel tail or like burnt orange squirrel tail, but I could not find any. It could just be in my bag below me. And as you notice, I'm not in the shop like I was in my last jig tying video. So take enough where it's about half the thickness of your jig head, which I have about here from the side view, as you can see. And snip it off close and not high, so those don't get in the way next time you make one of these, or just next time you need brown big bucktail. And then for this, if you want, you can use a stacker because it does get very, like, it gets very uneven. But I like to use about 1 shank length, including the jig head part with this. This doesn't really have that much action unless it's in a very long strand, as you can see. Now it kind of wants to move a good bit. Oh cool, it's got a gold shine in the light. That may help in shallow jigging. Oh yeah, I'll put some videos at the end where yesterday we went and watched paddlefish get released here in the Jefferson Bayou, the Big Cypress Bayou here in Jefferson. So tie it in tight all the way up to the head. Make sure it's tight. Go down, go up to the head, and then back down. And this is when I snip it, when my thread's back down more or less towards the base. And then I'll bring my thread back up. And then I'll pull any fibers that couldn't get clipped back and tie them down. And then what I do is I pull out 2 strands of the copper and black grizzly flash, and position them about a hook gap length from the end of the tail. Sometimes I'll do just like an eye width past, but this is actually marabou action. I wish I had just normal instead of marabou action, that's way easier to do it with than normal. And then just keep it up on the sides, and then I'll bend it over and pull it back. And you don't have to do flash on this if you don't want to. And it easily drifts like into all of it. Sorry about getting distracted. Now you take our chenille, and you can see how good this blends in with this jig. So I clip off about 4 or 5 inch piece, more or less about 5-inch piece. This will tie about 2 of them. Tie it out the head and then bring it back. And you can mix and match it if you'd like. And then I just touching wraps all the way up. You could also do like grizzly hackle tail if you wanted, like a cream grizzly hackle tail. Would look good. This really imitates the natural minnows we have around here in East Texas. And even maybe not little perch, but as you can see, that variegated chenille goes very nicely with the wild copperhead and the brown tail. Now all I have to do is whip finish. I have a whip finisher, but I prefer to use my hands. It's just a lot quicker to do. 4 or 5 turn, pull it tight, and then snip it close. There is your crappie jig, whatever you want to use it for. It's very natural looking jig, as you can see. In the light, the tail has almost like a transparent look, as you can see, which gives it more or less like a realistic action. I have had multiple bass and multiple fish hit this, and I've even watched about a 2-pounder come up and hit one like this. Have not been able to hook up. It's probably because of a long tail, but I prefer it. It gives it more of a long body. It gives it a bit of a longer body, which the minnows we have here, they're not like fat and short, which I know some places have. Here they're long and skinny, and they're brown, which these are very easy to tie up, which I took 10 minutes to do this when it normally take me 3, just because of the camera. And part of it is I took like 5 minutes to talk in the intro, but yeah, I will show you the action. So it's a worm jig, green and almost like a poop brown, with chartreuse flash variegated chenille with green double treble, Barlow's Tackle brand jig paint. And then I could do a black and chartreuse one. I could do black and yellow. I could do a red double hook jig. So there's the first one. Go to focus. First hook, and then the second hook, more or less like a bluegill jig, which seems really big to be that, but it'll work. There's another one. And then I could also do, see here, walleye worm jig, if you'd like. Or I could do glow in the dark jigs. I could also do bucktails if you'd like. If you'd like to see how to do one of these, hit like, and if we can hit 10 likes, which is a pretty low goal, I will show you how to make this jig, this type of jig. And if you want it to do, I may do it double hook. If we can hit 15 likes or 20 likes, I will do double hook. As you can see, it sits still in the water, goes pretty straight on the straight retrieve, but oh snap. Okay, see y'all in the next video. Bye.